And yeah, we're going to just dive into kind of just a bit about you and probably start from back in the 200s.
The beginning
of time. So
Beginning of time.
yeah,
Cool.
Give an introduction to yourself.
Hi guys, Ashman46, or Ash, these lot know me as whatever they want.
Ashman,
Call me
Ashman.
idiots or yeah. But I'm known as Ashman46 on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. Where do I start? I don't know.
I don't know, like, obviously we want to just talk about like more of like your hobby life, if anything. So maybe start off, obviously we know you're big into bikes and stuff, so maybe like how did you come about, like, how did you get into bikes?
The start of Ashman.
Was it like pedal bike, a tricycle?
Well,
how far we're going back?
well,
Penny foot of it.
well, if we're honest, Ashman46 didn't come until probably, I would say probably like 2010, probably about 2010 is when like Ashman46 actually when I become Ashman46. I've obviously always been Ash.
I was going to say, sorry, that sounds like that weren't too long ago, but then I just preed it in my head.
Yeah.
It's 13 years ago.
Yeah.
You got that. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm old, bro. I'm old.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so obviously from a kid, always same stuff with majority of people that are involved in bikes or involved with cars. From a young age, it is just, it's part of you. For me, it was always bicycles from a young age. First bicycle I ever had stabilizers. Couldn't ride it. Could not ride it.
With stabilizers.
Could not ride it.
You couldn't ride it with a stabilizer.
Couldn't get anywhere.
Oh, you're dead.
Couldn't get anywhere. But that was the issue. The issue was the stabilizers. Yeah?
I see.
So we went and
I
bought
see,
a bike
I
from the
see.
shop. Yeah, here you go, Ash.
We're all laughing, but look at us now.
I couldn't ride it.
No.
Couldn't ride it.
Gain. What? Your gain.
Your gain, mate.
Gain.
So I could not
Down.
ride. I
Down.
could not ride the bike with stabilizers. Didn't get to the end of the road.
Well,
We
flip over.
went back into the shop, and my mum said, "Look, can you take the stabilizers off?" Boom. Savage from
Straight
day
away.
one. Savage from day one, mate.
Fucking
Boom.
Set a back wheel first time on a bike.
Natural born hitter. So yeah, obviously, like, so from a young age, it's always been bikes, push bikes. From the beginning.
Did you
Not
know,
gonna
like,
lie.
from like the push bikes, like this is I like bikes now. This is like where I'm at. I need
Are
to
you just
do
doing it
these.
for the sake of it?
Or
Because
just
we all
doing
rode
it-
bikes
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
didn't
But
it?
did you have a bit more passion in it within that time, or are you still growing to that point?
I don't know. Like, for me, I think the bike was my personality.
So there's a bit more passion behind it then, really, I would say.
I was broke.
Well, we
So
all-
the bikes were always acquired and built. So, for instance, if I managed to get hold of a frame from something else, I might take, oh, this has got better wheels, or oh, that's got better brakes. Boom, mash it up, put it together. And I remember there was like one BMX bike I had in general, and I added. This is so mad when I think about it. V brakes, obviously you got the standard V brake.
Yeah.
And they always used to be brass and get stuck.
Yeah, razors.
I'm looking through, you
Yeah.
know, like when you're young, your mum or dad have a toolbox with, and there's not just tools in it, it's everything. You find door handles, yeah.
Fuses,
find
or hinges,
fuses, yeah.
So true.
All of that stuff, right? And I found a spring in there, some long spring, and I ended up winding the spring onto between the two calipers or calliers or whatever.
I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, well, I don't even know what they're called.
Cantilevers or something.
Yeah,
It's something silly. I should know. I used to work in a fucking bicycle shop. But yeah, I basically threaded that spring over the cable. Gave me the perfect back brake.
Oh,
Perfect
that
back
makes
brake.
sense,
So
yeah.
it wouldn't stick
You
anymore.
can feel the resistance now.
Yeah. So what
that
it
makes
would
so much
it would
sense.
make
So just to
contact
confirm, so the two go like that.
Yeah.
You put a spring in between.
in between.
Yeah, so that it springs
But the
them
spring
open.
slid over the cable.
Yeah, because
So
the cable
boom,
runs.
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie.
Genius.
That is fucking
So,
genius.
from a young age,
that was a problem.
Young
Yeah.
age, I was always thinking along the lines of that. So it was always a thing. Like for me, modifying, building, riding. It was just that was my life. So, as a kid, go to school, come home. I don't want to play computer games. I want to go out and ride my bike.
That was your motive, yeah.
And like my childhood road now, if I drove down it, I'd be like, damn, it's about 200 meters long.
But you think it's
when you're that small,
a drag strip.
yeah, when you're that small, it's quarter mile, bro.
Yeah.
That's a quarter mile right there. And I remember, speed humps, when speed humps first came out. I don't know when they first came out, but I always remember my road having speed humps on it, and the goal was
Ramping.
no. You had to wheelie. You had to wheelie from one speed hump to one speed hump.
Sick.
And if you
Right,
take into consideration, even like on our roads now, speed humps might be 20 or 30 meters apart. As a kid, like little 6-year-old wheeling,
Yeah.
Stretch
20,
forward.
30 meters, that's a good
That's a
stretch.
distance,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
It started
yeah.
off on the white lines. If I could do 2 white lines, I'm good.
Yeah.
So always from young, it was hit a status. I want to be the best at what I do. Like stoppies, all that. I was always about like stunting and the excitement. Building ramps. We used to build go-karts and shit. I remember we actually stole a couple of the neighbours' wheelie bins, right? Just so that we could salvage them for the wheels. Used hacksaw and hammers just to get the wheels off the wheelie bins.
Same thing.
And we built go-karts.
I've done
And-
the same thing.
yeah. So we ended up doing like go-kart races and stuff like that. But yeah, for me, obviously as a young age, it's always been part of my life. And I've always been heavily involved in the love for the bikes, the love for the motorsports, the love for the cars, like Formula One and stuff. I remember being a kid and watching my dad, or watching Formula One with my dad and stuff like that. So
Anything motorsport related or anything with wheels, essentially.
yeah,
it was
man,
just a
like
bit
it's
of you.
literally like oil in my veins.
Yeah.
As cliche as it sounds.
And even
Like,
going back to like the bikes, when you was like, obviously you set yourself a task, and you've accomplished that, and you're like, right, sick. What's
Yeah.
next?
Yeah,
And
what's
you're always
next?
Giving yourself a
trying to
goal
get around
and-
the block,
and
bro.
you're doing it every time, so
Yeah.
you're going and you find the love more and more for it, which is sick. And then obviously, so you got the bicycle section, and then when did you find out like engines? Of
Did
like,
you do?
like sorry, go on.
Sorry, did you do anything with the bike? Did you just ride up and down your
Oh
block
no,
till
no,
you was
no,
like 50
right,
years
cool.
old?
So right.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like skipping my whole life story,
Yeah.
boy. I forget how much stuff I've actually done. So I actually started doing BMX racing. So I don't know what year it is, but I've got like some stupid. I've actually still got, I believe, my BMX race license somewhere.
I don't even need one of them.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
That is
so-
so
yeah.
mad.
Yeah, so you have
I
to
thought you
have-
just turned up.
No,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to apply for a license every year to race. And I used to race at Brockwell Park in South London.
Race
Hill.
or stunts?
Sun Hill. Race.
No,
Yeah,
race. You know
racing.
the.
BMX racing. It's actually an Olympic sport now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
oh, shit.
What's his name? Kai White. He's now like Olympic gold medalist or whatever. He used to train at Brockwell Park, Brixton BMX Club, and I remember Kai White, and I think his brother's name's Trey or something like that. I remember them being about 5-6 years old. So I'm like 12 years old this time.
Yeah.
These men are
They
now,
was there when you was there.
and these men are now like, I don't know, mid-20s,
20s, yeah, so,
gold
yeah.
Olympic gold medalists. It's mad.
Yeah. Well
Um,
done.
but I done that for about a year, and I remember the first couple of races, absolutely savaged it, smashed it, and I was the underdog because I had just some dead brass little mongoose, heavy frame,
Yeah,
chrome something, and everyone else is there on race bikes, and I smashed my first season, absolutely smashed it, and I remember the first race of the next season. So I was a savage. I'm like, I don't even need to train. I'm good. I've abused everyone. I'm nice, yeah.
I've got a big gap.
Come next season, I messed up. I didn't do my training, bro.
What was like
Did
a
you-
higher
Yeah.
league that you went into?
Not high league, but different tracks and stuff. So
Okay,
if you're
so-
not
so-
practicing and you're not better in your skills in terms of jumps or manuals and stuff like this, or like your confidence has just got to be up there. You want to look at a jump as you're coming to a double or a tabletop or a quad and be like, right, I know I need quick maths. This is the
What am
speed
I
I need
doing?
to go.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
how
yeah.
I need to execute it. And on the first race of the season in the warm up, like practice, so you always get like what would be a track walk on like car side of things or bike side of things. You get like little practice time on the tracks, and I crashed on the practice laps. And I've got something in my knee called Osgood Schlatter. It's like a bone disorder. When you're very active, like the front, I don't know if it's the plate or the lower part of your kneecap pushes outwards. I've had that from young. And I crashed hard enough to hurt that. And I was like, raw. I tapped out.
Really?
I was like, nah, I'm not doing this.
So from that incident,
From that,
you
and I was
stopped
just like,
sport
oh.
completely.
So I crashed pretty hard on that first race back, the first race of the season, and I was like, cool, let me just sit out for this. I'm not trying to break my leg or whatever. Cool. And I let myself recover, Went back to the home track, and I remember I jumped the second doubles. So a doubles is obviously 2 bumps at a time. So I jumped the second set of doubles, but it was like a step up. So you have one lower and one higher. So you obviously got to get a good amount of air to land it.
Yeah.
Fucking overshot it, landed on the front wheel, and it was like stoppy. Like that. And I'm like, I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Wrapped hard. And I think I had about 3 bad crashes. And I said, you know what? This is long.
I'm gonna be right before my
This
time.
is long, yeah. This is long. Getting old real quick.
Do you feel like you didn't practice though because you didn't have someone there to like motivate you or push you or like help you keep your discipline in check? Especially at a young age, you're not gonna fit. Especially when you've come into a season where it's I've smashed it and I didn't even do anything. I don't need to do anything. Where if you actually had someone there and was like, listen, like we're on next season now. It's not going to be as that simple, and you need to push. We need to get training. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like-
did you have that role? Someone there to play that
No,
role?
not really. There was people around. Don't get me wrong. Like my mum always would back what I wanted to do. So I want to fly a kite. Yeah, that's cool. We'll get you flying a kite. It's not a problem. In terms of like financial backing and stuff like that, my mum didn't have mad amount of money, but do you know what I mean? We always made do with what we had, and I think it was just, maybe it was just, you know, when you're young you get sidetracked. So
Easily.
all
just wanna have
all
fun,
piece of
innit?
candy.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you'll be
yeah.
doing something else, and then random. Like my attention span's mad as it is, but maybe it was a mixture of a couple of things. There was no one there backing me. There was people on the team that were like, "Yeah, Ash, you're sick."
They needed that consistent kind
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean that role at
Reassurance.
home though.
yeah,
On the track's fine. I mean at home.
nah. It's just, Mum, I'm going training.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, and that's what it is.
It's
So she
just
didn't
me.
know
All
what
right,
was
cool,
going
see you
on.
when you get home,
yeah.
sort of thing. But no, I don't know, man. Like how savage I done on that first season, the confidence I had was through the roof. Like
Yeah.
I was doing it. I could style out a bad situation, so there'd be. I remember on a few occasions that I had lost footing mid section on like a double or a triple. I thought I'd slip off the pedal, and a couple of the guys have said you're the only one I've seen do a one-footed manual through the section and carry on racing and win a race. It's like it doesn't make sense, but
So all of that.
there was a lot. There was a lot, and I was like,
appraisal,
yeah,
yeah.
I got this. Like, obviously not. But yeah, obviously, like fast forward a couple years on, I think it wasn't until like I was 17 that I got my first moped.
17.
17, yeah. So that's
quite
what I mean.
late.
I started
thought
late.
earlier.
I started late, bro, and
That is mad.
it's a bit nuts. Like
What bike was it?
Typhoon 50.
Oh,
Crashed
Love
it the
the
first day.
times.
crash!
The
Did
first
you?
day. It didn't have a back brake, so
You tried to
Ah,
wheel
you
it.
flipped
no, not even, not
Oh.
even. Mitcham, Willow Lane.
Yeah,
I've come down Willow Lane, and there was obviously industrial state, gravelly and all of that. Didn't have a back brake. Pulled the front brake too hard.
Puff Daddy.
That's
Yeah,
it. Is what it is. You learn from your mistakes. Fix that back brake real quick.
yeah.
So
but
prior to you being 17, like, to get a moped, was you like, oh, like, was there a time where you was like, I need to get a moped now, like, I need to get on it, or do you just come as
I was
like,
happy on a push bike, bro.
Yeah.
I was happy on a push bike. So, like for me, you see it, my legs are massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
Cast for
cycle
days.
700 brake calves right here. I used to cycle everywhere, yeah? So I would cycle. So I grew up in Brixton. I would cycle to school. I went to school in Balham. I would cycle to school and home every day, yeah? I don't know how many miles that is. Maybe 5, maybe 7 miles or whatever.
That's
But as a 12-year-old, that's a lot. Do you know what I mean?
On a BMX
So-
as well.
BMX, mountain bike, whatever. It's a lot to do for a young teenager. But I was committed. My bicycle was my mode of transport.
What
And,
gave you the like the motivation to get a scooter? Like, did you see one and I want
Brother,
that?
my brother. Yeah, obviously I've got a couple of older brothers, and he had a moped. Or both of them ended up getting mopeds. So I'm like, right, I want one. And I think it was at one point they had a moped that was acquired from somewhere, and my brother used it as a parts. He used it as a parts bike,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, can I have it? Can I have it? It was just a frame and engine and like handlebars and stuff left. I was like, oh, can I have it? I managed to get hold of some old scrappy panels and paint it up and stuff.
Was this the one? Is this the one you acquired after you crashed the first one?
No, this is like one of the first mopeds I've ever had.
Oh right, this is prior to
Yeah.
crashing. Right. Okay.
So this was like, I thought I was legit, boy. I thought I was. What are you doing, bruv? Do you know what I mean? If I could see myself, no, I would slap myself. What are you doing?
Man just had a revelation.
Just everywhere.
Listening to what you just said, I would slap myself for the stupidness that I used to do. But
You knew no
I
different.
was about to ride that to college, like I was fully legit, you know. Yeah,
The build quality was
idiot.
fucked.
What plate did it have on it? Did it even have a number
I
plate?
don't even know.
It ran. You was happy and you wanted
That's
to ride
it.
it.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
man, ride it up and down the road.
Done.
Mum
Yeah,
used to be
yeah.
like, what are you doing? Yeah, it's mad.
So then obviously you acquired your first bike, and then what was your thoughts like on a scooter now? Like was
So-
this a change now from a bicycle to a scooter?
So
Was you feeling it? Was you like, oh, I don't know?
yeah, that's it, innit? I got a push bike, but with an engine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's
So
the
that-
same thing
so-
without pedaling.
So the first acquired bike that was like a put together whatever, that was before I got my first legal bike, yeah. And obviously I got my first legal bike. I was like, cool. I haven't got a ride to Mitcham now. Haven't got a cycle anywhere. I can just do what I'm doing. And I don't think I had it that long before I ended up getting someone to put a 172 engine in it. So it went from a 50cc to a 172.
You jumped the gun. Fuck
real
the 70s.
No 70s.
Fuck the 125.
No one's
Went
even
there-
straight
it
to
went
172.
went there real quick, and
Damn.
from there it just I don't know. I guess it just
Was this
spiked.
is this the type we're
Still
talking
the same
about?
type,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Air
So-
cooled 1.7s.
Yes, it was air cooled 1.7s. Got a PM59. I was like, yo, this has got
Fancy,
power.
fancy.
Big
yeah.
boy
But
things,
we're
Yeah.
talking back when.
Probably when the 5.9 first
I
come
don't
out.
even know. I can't even put a year on it. I
What
don't
parts
know.
expensive back then? Like aftermarket parts, but I can't remember.
I can't
They
remember
probably
because
were. They
A bit
probably
more than what they
were.
were.
it was.
yeah.
I always remember like especially when we first started as well, because we was a little bit after you, and it was. I'm pretty sure it was just, yeah, I've got this bike. What do you need of it? Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's
to
just
be,
like,
like
cool.
parts used to just, if you needed something,
It's just
someone had
turned
it.
out, yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
piranhas, wasn't it? It was just like a
Yeah.
bike would turn out, and it was just like, yeah, I need
Yeah.
that bit, I need that for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, very,
Yeah.
and that used to just happen, didn't it? It's,
Everyone's fighting each other. Scavengers, isn't it?
Yeah.
You remember everyone's
Vultures.
broke as well.
Yeah,
so these
everyone-
parts
no one's got no
from-
money.
I know,
from
it's
discounted
actually
price,
nuts when you think like, right, how did I even make my money? I don't know. Like,
We just survived somehow.
How did it feel like going from a 50 to a 1.7?
it was
What's
sick,
that blew your
bro.
mind, bro?
I
That's
feel like
big jump.
it was mad. Like, you know, like in the films when they press that NOS button, it's like that's lit. That's the
Yeah.
only way you can explain it. Like going down the side road and there's cars just like.
Especially still being
It's
relatively
mad.
new to like a motor, like a
Mm.
scooter.
Yeah,
like, still,
50
it's
to
like,
1.
wow.
And
Literally.
so I
Everywhere.
actually I stayed on the scooters for a long time. So when I got my first moped, tell a lie, I was 17. So 17.
yeah, we established that.
17 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
bro.
yeah, literally.
17
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago. So I'm
Back in white
34, man. I got a couple greys coming through in that. Damn.
You know, there was only 5 channels on the TV at them times.
I don't believe
Probably
you. bro.
one-
No, it's not even. I think
No.
cable just come about.
I think
then.
Channel 5 just come about.
No, I'm sure.
E4 plus one,
Because we're the
I don't
same
know.
age. We're the same age.
That's cool, bro.
But yeah, cool. 17 years ago, damn. But I stayed on the mopeds for a long time. I don't think I jumped off of the mopeds until I was about, oh no, a very long time. I was 21 when I got my car license.
Again, late to the game.
Late.
So
Yeah,
so 4
late.
years. I was on the mopeds for 4 years. Then
Did
started
you have the same
driving.
moped for 4 years?
Nah, I built a couple. I started building, stripping, building. Here you go, frame up, and I was putting Jadero Runner 172 engines.
They're
into
going
bikes.
liquid cooled now, yeah.
Liquid cooled. I done a couple of them.
I remember the Mark 1 Zip you. You know the Mark 1 Zip.
All of this
Yeah,
is
that's
way-
well later.
Is that
That's
later?
Way
well
later.
Do you remember,
later,
do you
yeah.
remember your black type with the flames?
The panels.
It wasn't
black-
flame.
I swear it had
I
flames.
had a
on
flame panel
It had
type.
flames
I
on it,
had a
bro.
flame panel
I
type.
don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
this
That
was a
was-
dream machine type still. I'm not gonna lie. That's a bit mad.
I swear, the panels. I remember the panels somewhere. I don't know how, but yeah, that was crazy.
Oh no, I know what one you're talking about. He's talking about the Bensons and Hedges panels.
That
Oh
one.
yeah,
my
yeah.
god.
So I
was
had two. I
banging.
had
Oh
two
my
flame panel
God.
types.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
The Bensons and Hedges was that was a proper acquired.
Yeah.
But the first one, Dream Machine.
But the
Pedals, that
Benson
was
and
savage.
Hedges one. So what happened to that one?
I don't even know. I think I probably just sold it. I used to run through so many bikes. It was crazy.
Because that was like I think everyone's favorite. Sorry, yeah. Everyone loved that one. Like when you had that.
I don't know, man.
That was everyone's favorite.
What was your favourite bike out of all of the scooters
all the
that you
builds I've
had?
done.
Yeah.
To be fair,
The one you would still have.
my favourite bike to build and to ride would be a Typhoon Gilly. So runner engine,
In a
Typhoon
Typhoon,
frame,
yeah.
Typhoon panels, just because the way it rides and it's so well balanced. With the zips, like Mark 1, Mark 2 zip with the runner engine, it's very off balance. It's so much power in such a light frame. It's like you're riding around on a motorized unicycle. That's the only way I can explain it.
So
The front end is so light.
yeah, I want to counteract that because I had my last one was a zip with a liquid called 172, but it was small drum, so I could still put the zip back wheel on. So I kept the zip forks. I didn't put no Gilly stuff on it. It looks like a zip.
Oh, air cooled 172
Liquid
engine,
cooled.
small drum, yeah.
No,
Oh,
liquid cooled. Yeah,
Okay.
liquid cooled. So what you could actually get was a 10-inch. Sorry, it wasn't small drum. You could get a 10-inch Typh wheel, which is the same size as a zip for the big drum, and that's what I done. So it still looked like a zip.
Yeah,
See,
but
I agree with you.
I still think
I think zip is the best moped. The best.
No.
Yeah,
Right, no.
I thought there's something
so
about
if
the
we're
Typh
going
I
for
don't-
best moped, depending on, because we're talking, it's a different league.
I'm still talking 172s. I'm still talking 172s.
Yeah, but in my opinion, 172, 183, 50, 70, zip all day long for a
Right.
70cc bike.
Yeah.
Zip because it's light and nimble,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Right
not
around.
and it's not too much power. But the way I used to build the bikes, and a lot of people didn't agree or would do things differently to how I built the bikes and how I set up the bikes. I would always run a standard clutch, so that when the power comes in, it's instant.
Yeah.
Bang! You hit the throttle, it's up. Whereas there's a lot of other people that were building the same or similar bikes that would use a Molossi clutch or whatever. So you get a little bit of clutch slip, or they'd use different clutch
Well, they come
springs.
in a lot later because
Yeah.
they're tougher springs.
But for me, it's like, no, I want the instant power. But the bikes were very light, so I would always prefer the Typh. Always.
Yeah.
I prefer
see.
Typh.
Always.
Typh's my favourite bike.
Do you know, there's something about the Typh I don't like riding it. It just doesn't feel.
Are
it's
you
just-
talking about a standard Typh or a Typh Gilly? Because
To
you
be fair-
and this is the thing, you haven't ridden one of the bikes that I've built.
No,
Like,
I know. I did ride your.
In a sense of a Typh Gilly, yeah?
I don't think I rode any of it.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was just something
Listen.
about a Typh 172s. I'm talking. I don't think Gilly. I'm gonna say air cooled, but like
my type.
yeah, there was always. I had one. I got rid of it.
Yours was
Oh, yeah, you
yours was basically a Typh Gilly bike. It was just air cooled. Same shit. Same.
Yeah, because
same
you had
Oh,
disc
so-
brake.
oh,
and
Yeah,
the
same
all
as
that.
mine.
version and stuff.
Same as
Oh,
mine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I did
Gilly
that.
full.
Oh,
Yeah. You had full Typh Gilly. Yeah, an air cooled Typh Gilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was just something about it that I don't know, it just didn't feel. I can't explain. Where the zip, I could backflip it over a bus if I wanted to. Do you know what I mean? It just, I loved it. Do you know what I mean? It was so easy that I didn't have to think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The throwing it around and stuff.
That was
But
fucking rapid as well, bro.
that was
I couldn't
disgusting.
believe it.
You never rode, you didn't even see it. But this bike, I promise you, was
No, it
probably
was
faster than
rapid.
any bike you could think of. For no reason. We don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, for no
Fast
reason.
by like just
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Literally.
You have a
Yeah.
thing of doing that, innit? Just accidentally
Yeah,
having
I
the
had
quickest
a
thing.
Zip SP. So I bought a Zip SP, put liquid cooled drum engine in with the small set. Still looked like a Zip.
Small rad.
But what I'd done is I bought auxiliary water pump because I didn't want to rely on the other one. So I bought a battery water pump. And then
I hate that shit.
but you got that big space in the foot panel to Zip.
But
That's
I've always been so old school. I never reverted to the new stuff. Like
Stick to what
I
you
used to
basically.
run oil pump.
Yeah.
You used to run oil pump.
I used to run
Jesus.
oil pump. Dead.
Nah.
Listen, bro, I'm
That's-
telling you
that's
now,
bad.
yeah.
No
You
way.
see,
Get rid
my
of
builds,
that.
my builds were superior. I don't care what anyone says. My builds were on par.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? And this is where, and so right, we're on the topic of the the scooter world now.
Yeah.
So this is where Ashman 46 actually begun.
Which is where I'm gonna get to. Yeah.
2010. So I done a couple of types. All of this sort of stuff was when it was before I had any half decent money. So everything was built off scraps and have you got this?
Whatever
have you
you
got
require,
that?
yeah.
Give me a tenner for this.
Yeah.
This is back when you could buy scooter parts for cheap.
Yeah.
Now you're paying £350 for an engine, bro.
mad.
We used to give engines away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got 4 engines there. Don't ask me where they come from, but if you want one, you can have one.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Or a
Yeah. I think
172 kit,
Your
120
brother,
quid.
Your brother gave me
Yeah.
a 172 bore kit.
There we go.
Air cooled, and he was like, "Oh yeah,
Here you go, you can
I
have
was
it.
like, you're 125 like on my red type," and he was like, "Oh, I got 172. Hold on," and he would just, look, there you
Here
go.
you go.
I remember,
Yeah.
I remember,
Have an air filter.
I remember
Want a car?
I remember going to your brother's garden. He just had a box.
Yeah, the
Like,
green
yeah.
box, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you
Recycling
need?
box.
There you go.
Oh,
Have a look.
My bike always used to park in there for college. He used to let me use his garden to
Yeah.
park my bike in there for college.
But yeah, like so.
Should get
So
it nicked.
mad.
So initially, it started
What a
with
G, by the way.
you know you haven't got a lot of money. Let's just build what we can with what we can. It's like networking now. Like we've got friends in different areas, and this is before all the social media stuff was
Yeah.
current. I remember being on my bike one day in Streatham, and I heard a load of bikes going past. I'm on my Type 172 PM59. I think I'm the fucking man, bro. Pull out to the main road, and these guys are on some mad fresh bikes. I'm like, bro, yeah, I'm gonna ride with you, yeah. These lot they were probably around the same age as me, but they just had more money, and they were. I rode from Streatham to like Elephant and Castle, and I was like, oh, where you guys heading? Nottingham Carnival. All right, yeah, cool, yeah. Turn around.
Layers.
Do you know what I mean? At that sort of time, I never really come out the area, so I was just
That's out of bounds for you.
yeah. But obviously, as I got older, obviously you get full-time job, you get more money coming in, and I was working in the body shop, so I got a job with one of my friends, and I worked with them I think 10 years or something. But that's where Ashman 46 really began to blossom.
When you got some money behind
Yeah,
you.
I started getting money behind me, and because I worked in a body shop, it's stuff like paintwork and stuff that would really finish off a bike.
But it's
That-
also benefited you as well.
Yes,
personally.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm getting to paint this stuff in my lunch break, and I'm prepping the stuff before work and after work and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's where it really took off, and then that's when I jumped on Instagram initially. So you'll see like way back in my Instagram. Couple of the first pictures will probably be like I don't know if it'll be a purple zip conversion with stars in the front.
I remember
panel.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't know if
remember
it will be
yeah.
that picture because
The purple and white
white
frame.
purple,
yeah.
I
purple
just
and
remember
white.
stars.
I actually,
But I
I actually
think-
really like that bike.
I think that bike was before the candy red one was probably.
I remember the candy
I was
red
about
one,
to
yeah.
admit,
But-
that was my favourite
Hey,
bike.
yeah,
game
that-
changer.
was the
Candy
Mark
red
one.
bike was
I had a
bad.
candy
Yeah.
red one, and do you remember what I used to do is that because all of my bikes were liquid cooled, I would cut different shapes into the front panels.
For the radiator.
So the purple zip was stars and a couple little circles, I believe, and then after that, I done the honeycomb, which was the candy red and white. That was like proper.
Is that the
bang on.
Mark 1 zip we're talking
No,
about?
no. This is Mark 2.
Oh, I don't remember it.
And
I
remember
don't
that?
remember. No, not the.
yeah, and then after that, what did I do after that? I think I'd done a couple of Type Jillies after that. But yeah, so measure out the distance that you need for the cooling, where the little radiator goes in the front panel, and just I used to just get creative, and obviously that's what sort of got my name out there. I done a couple of. Did I do the zips first? Or maybe I done a Type. I remember I had a silver Type with arrow panels, and I took that to Ace Cafe. I built it, liquid cooled. The radiator was behind the forks, on where the belly panel was.
Yeah.
But it was all cut out so perfect. Unless you was actually looking, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember going to Ace Cafe for Scooter Sunday, and that's when social media actually started popping off. Everyone was networking, and everyone was excited to see the bike that I bought. They're like, raw, swear down, this is liquid cooled. This is mad, bro. Look at how good this build is. And I was like, raw.
So your custom
Savage.
bespoke builds kind of put you on the map of
Yeah.
your people were spreading like, oh, you've seen his
Yeah,
bike, you've seen his bike.
Ashman's bike.
Yeah,
Ashman's
yeah,
bike.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
became
yeah.
the Ashman special.
Do you know what was
Yeah.
so mad, yeah? I was in the barbers and they was talking about you. But obviously, I was just sitting there and I'm not going to pretend. Like, I didn't say anything.
Like, yeah, I know that guy.
The way they was talking about, I was thinking, bro, you do not know. Because you know, like, I know you, innit?
Yeah. There's a difference between, obviously, the people that know me as friends and the people that know me or know of me.
Yeah.
And all of us will agree on this. You'll have a conversation with someone. Hey, yeah, Ashman. Okay,
Yeah.
Ashman. But
That's all they know, though.
we don't refer to me like that.
Exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I was going to
yeah,
wait for you to
yeah.
say. Is exactly what I was
So-
gonna, as soon as someone says, "Oh, Ashman," I'm like, "You don't know him."
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
when
You
we're
know
like,
of him. You
yeah,
just
you
know
know of
his-
him, and you might have spoken whatever, and no disrespect, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
when they're trying to tell me about you, and I'm like, I've known this guy the majority of my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Especially,
I'm like, oh, is it?
especially
Yeah.
when they talk like
Like,
they
that's
say,
my Cody.
they say certain things in it, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro, he's actually, he's the biggest
Yeah.
fucking like.
I'm
Opposite to what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
And no disrespect to them, because obviously there's love and support there. So
Oh, yeah,
it's appreciated.
Yeah.
But even there's still some people that I've spent a lot of time with, but I just find it, I don't know, it's a little bit weird, I guess, that some of them still feel the need to call me Ashman. Maybe it's just, it's just what they
That's
used
just
to
your
call him.
nickname.
It's your
innit?
nickname.
That's your
It's
nickname.
like normal now.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like 6'5", isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I guess it's like that, but yeah, that's kind of where we started, and that's where Ashman came alive. And it wasn't, I don't know, what year was it when I jumped on the gear bikes?
Well, sorry, I just before you go on to
Yeah.
the gear, but I just wanted to know,
Oh.
like with the mopeds. So when you started with the thing, like how far did you get as to getting your name out there?
Oh, cool. So yeah, so I done a couple of builds. Obviously, like I was saying, Ace Cafe, Scooter Sunday. So Scooter Sunday was where I would showcase my ability to build these bikes, and I think I've done it for about, it might have been about 5 years in a row or something like that. It's probably, yeah, I think it was about 5 years in a row, because there was a silver Type Chili, maybe 6 years actually. It was a silver Type Chili with the arrow panels.
Was your just to confirm, was your belly panel black on that?
I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember the bike. Sorry,
There's a couple that I've done. But there was that one. There was the purple zip. I went to Ace Cafe for Scooter Sunday on. There was the red one. There was a black one. And I was building these bikes every year just for Scooter Sunday.
Oh, sir.
So
right,
I would
okay,
start.
yeah,
And you know what? Funny enough now, yeah. We're in March now. So if I was to pull up my memories now on Facebook, now you start seeing the statuses from like,
Yeah,
it's funny. I saw him today, and it was like, oh, can't wait to get my bike MOT'd.
Yeah,
Can't wait to get my bike MOT'd. Hopefully it passes MOT. Scooter Sunday countdown sort of thing. And there's actually a couple pictures of a load of us gathered in petrol stations for Scooter Sunday. So yeah, it's a bit mad, but I'd done them for about maybe 5 or 6 years, and it became a thing where every year I would build a bike, and obviously Facebook and Instagram started popping off. So people would know, and this you putting pictures out, Ace Cafe, Scooter Sunday, and eventually I was building them, bring them out on that day. Only people who knew me would see the bike before then.
Do
you know what I mean?
Little sneak peek.
Everyone else has got to wait until Scooter Sunday.
Yeah.
So Scooter Sunday would come, boom, it's in the car park, and a couple of days after Scooter Sunday, the bike's up for sale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally. So I wouldn't always make a massive profit. Like sometimes I might make 300 quid profit. Sometimes I might make 800 quid, 850. It just depends on how much money's put into the bike, how much care.
Yeah.
But like I said, with the Ashman specials, that's what they were labeled. The zip conversions were Ashman specials. Each of them had a unique front panel. So the stars, the hexagons, there was one with zigzags.
Look like a tornado, isn't it?
The black one.
Yeah.
Black one with orange wheels, the zigzags.
Take me back.
It's mad, isn't it?
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
what? Yeah,
That is
throwback.
crazy. So
King
like,
us-
obviously, like when you were selling them off, did people come to you? Now you've got social media. Were people coming to you to build their bikes?
Yes,
like requests and stuff.
yeah.
like
So
that?
there was a few occasions where I had actually travelled out to people to build bikes. Like I went to Epsom once. To
Oh, so you
build,
did do some.
yeah, to build a guy a Type Chili. I don't know.
What? So you'd go to their house and then just build it like there, or?
Yeah, that on that one occasion I went there.
Okay.
Oh, there was also. Do you remember the white? I had a white, fresh, standard Zip SP panel. Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
172, and the boy bought it and he crashed. He crashed into the back of a Volvo.
Yes.
And rode the bike off.
yes.
Like for me, that's heartbreaking. I've spent hours building this bike. Someone's bought it and they've crashed it.
Speaking of crashing,
Oh
You had
yeah.
a pretty bad one, innit?
Yeah, man.
Picture. Put the picture in.
Throw the picture in of the bent up bike. Yeah, so boom. 2007.
Boy.
We're rewinding back now.
Hey, that's mad, isn't it? What? Jesus.
Shit.
Showing age.
15 years ago.
15 years ago. Right, so 2007, boom. Back in the days when money was tight, there's certain things that you would or wouldn't do. I ended up getting in a chase, and I wasn't in a chase at the time of the accident, but I was in a hurry to get where I needed to be.
You want to get off the road.
I just wanted to, boom, I'm off the radar, you know, like GTA.
The stars are
You got-
flashing.
You got 3 stars.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
flashing now, so it's cool. We lost them,
But it could come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
them
yeah.
ones. So yeah, cool. Let's go. Lost them. I'm in a rush going where I'm going, and I'm going on the road pretty fast. I was probably doing about 50 or 60 mile an hour. At this time, this particular bike I built, and I think it was one of the first zip conversions I'd done.
Yeah.
It was hanging. The bike was okay, but the bike was a bit of a shed, if I'm honest, because like I said, money was tight. Didn't have upside down forks. It had standard conventional forks, or what we would refer to as upside down is actually the opposite.
Yeah.
So the dampening on braking is non-existent.
Terrible.
You're pressing the brakes and it doesn't. It don't. Yeah, there's no suspension. And this person was in front of me, indicator right, and they are placed on the white line, so they're pretty much banging between oncoming and ongoing with their indicator right. I'm like, cool, ducking. Cool, I'm good. I'm nearly where I need to be. Yeah, scrap that.
So you was gonna go down the left of the guard.
Yeah, so I was basically closer to curbside, in between the middle of my lane and the curb.
Yeah.
This car was middle of the lane to middle of oncoming lane.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's gonna
I've
go
got
straight
plenty
down
of
the gap.
space.
Yeah.
Obviously, inexperienced riding, you know, certain things that you shouldn't do. And this person decided, let me lock it left and carry on where I'm going.
Jeez.
I had a certain distance to stop, but the way the bike was set up, you're not stopping at that speed. And I just remember, that's one of the worst sounds you can hear. Literally skipping. I was like, yep. And all I remember was hitting the back of the car and seeing sky. And I hit the floor and I was winded. I made like a dying animal sound, like mashed. and I stood up like it was normal, and I fell over. I was like, raw. I stood up again, and I noticed my right leg was tucked underneath me. So
That's nuts.
my kneecap had shattered on impact, and my right leg was just folded up, and it was there. It was just, my foot was touching my bum, and I was stood up on one leg, on my left leg. Yeah.
Jesus
So I'm like, cool.
Christ.
Yeah, that bike's not going anywhere, and I literally, no word of a lie, hopped off. Dry
Adrenaline
mouth.
was just like-
My mouth was dry, and I remember there was a pub there at the time, so I literally hopped. It might have been the best part of like 100 meters. Hopped over to the pub door, called my brother, just crashed my bike. This is my location. Someone come and get me, and went to the pub. I said, look, can I have a pint of water, please? I've just had an accident. I've got a dry mouth, foaming, pure white. I'm mashed. And one of my brother's friends come and pick me up on the back of his bike now.
Fuck, that's probably the last thing.
Yeah,
literally.
And remember, at this time my kneecap was shattered, so I couldn't move my leg. I've lifted it up to get onto the back of the bike, put it on a foot peg, and halfway down a road that we were going down to lead to the destination, my foot had slipped off the peg. So now it's burning on the exhaust. And I'm like, stop the bike, stop the bike, stop the bike. It's pulled over and I've picked my leg up. And yeah, it was just mad. I got home, boom, call the ambulance. No, don't call the ambulance, feds are gonna come. They put me on the sofa, and when one of them lowered my leg down, Jordan was there that time as well. Jordan was there, and there was another guy there. Literally, because my trouser leg was up. When we put my leg down, it looked like there was a pinhole in my kneecap. Put my leg down, and all you could hear was, you know, like air in a pipe.
Yeah.
and then a bit of flesh popped out of the hole, landed on the floor, and then my leg started pissing blood.
Oh
My brother was like, pick his leg out.
God.
So, legs now raised. Cool, we got to drive him to the hospital now. That's it, he's not bleeding out.
Yeah.
Ended up going to hospital. I was in like a cast from ankle to crutch for like 6 months. Still got on a bike. I got on my brother's bike at Imperial Way, like
Cast away.
The funny thing is, I had the cast hooked on the belly panel. The funny thing is, when I pulled up to my brother to get off the bike, I nearly fell over. Obviously, I can't put my leg down.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
he caught me. But
So it didn't make you feel some type of way?
no,
Yeah,
bro,
so-
that's it. It's in my blood. That's it. That's me for life.
It doesn't scare you away or anything like that.
So when we moved on to, so like we'd say you got you very far in the moped world, didn't it? Like everyone
Yeah.
knew who you was at age.
Quite
Yeah,
established.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely established by towards the end of it.
in terms of like my name or people's knowledge of me and the builds that I was putting out there. Crazy respect.
Is
and,
that
and
when
a
your
lot of
social
friends.
media started to kind of like pick up a little bit then in terms of that? Because people were curious to who you was and what you was doing.
What did I do? I think, obviously, I got my car license, so I didn't really calm down on bikes, but now I had another mode of transport. So I was out in my car a lot of the time, and then I built another bike. But by that time, there'd already been this crazy explosion of social media and stuff. So then came UK Raise It Up, which was like the bike life. I don't know.
Of England.
I don't know. I would say it's a pinnacle. It was like a big turning point for a lot of the young riders in the UK. So you type in UK Bike Life on not UK Bike Life, UK Raise It Up on Instagram or on YouTube. Sorry, and you see some of the hate comments on the videos. It's
Of you or
just like the stuff that I filmed at the time, and it's mad. Like people wishing death upon us, guys.
Bit
Oh,
strong.
that's mad, bro.
So sorry,
Bit
are you
strong.
saying that you started Raise
So
It Up, or
me and another guy, yeah. So I would say I pushed everything pretty much. So two heads together. One come up with a name. One pushed. I was the pusher, pushing P baby. But but no, for
so
real,
unnecessary?
Threw me off.
pushing promo baby.
Yeah, there
But
you
no,
go.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
I put a lot of work in, and I was hosting a lot of ride outs and stuff like that. So
Is that what the whole thing was like? Just for like ride outs, everyone just to kind of enjoy themselves? and all that
basically,
kind of
yeah,
stuff?
like let's get things popping sort of thing. And from there, obviously, people saw more and more of me. Word kind of spread sort of thing. And then eventually I built another bike, which was the Mark 1 Zip. That was absolute savage bike.
I think that was your best bike.
That was a good bike.
Personally, I would say, yeah, one of the... I would say that's top 3.
Yeah, I would say
I
definitely.
done a white
What?
Typh Gilly, that was Alpine Stars.
That was oh my.
Yeah, do you
God,
remember that?
bruv, yes.
That was so elite, and I never
Oh.
actually rode it properly.
I see
because-
that. See when you sold it,
Mm.
I used to see it every day.
Yeah, red wheels.
In where P lives.
Oh, what?
Roundshaw.
Rose Hill.
yeah, like round there.
Yeah.
Yeah, white Typh Gilly with Alpine Star panels,
Oh,
white
you've done
under
bikes,
tray,
you know, fuck
chrome
yeah.
PD. That's what I mean. I've done a lot of bikes.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
like
even
good
think.
standards, I didn't
I
think
reckon
that.
if you gave me a sheet of paper, you put all of our hands together. I don't know how many bikes I've done because there's some sheds and some shitters that I probably don't remember, and then there's some top elite. Mark 1 Zip, probably number 1.
Mm.
The Alpine Star Typh Gilly's probably number 2.
Lean.
I don't know what I would put as number 3. It might be the Candy Red Zip.
Please
I don't remember it.
I
So
love that.
Do you know what I mean?
I love
Like
that.
they're probably top 3.
I said that Mark 1 Zip that you built, that was kind of like the trendsetter because
Mm.
there weren't a lot of them about. And then
I agree.
As soon
I
as you
agree.
built that,
Well,
Yeah, I
funny
agree.
enough, I think.
The only person that had one is Towers.
Oh,
he had
yes,
one,
yes,
didn't
yes,
they?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
It's the only one I ever see.
Yeah,
But
Towers
that wasn't for
Good.
sale, was it?
Nah.
No, that was
that's-
their
yeah,
bike.
I think
My
it's still
bike.
good. They probably still got that
Yeah,
still.
I'm not surprised.
But no, in a sense of, I don't know, man. I think there was 1 or 2 bikes before me that had done Mark 1s, but no disrespect, maybe just not on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And I'm not saying there wasn't none, but I agree with Danny. we never see them, and as soon as you built one,
They all
like,
appeared.
because even though we knew each other,
Mm.
when we used to go when we used to ride separately,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just if we ended up meeting at a meet, it was just like, well, go on, who are you here with? Oh yeah, cool, chat to you in a bit, and that was it. So we'd ride separate. But when we would turn up, we would start seeing more Mark 1 zips. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, all of a
Remember when we
sudden,
met up with you and fucking ended up in the woods?
bruv.
Oh
Dorking,
my
road,
God.
oh yes.
Not one of us had an air filter, and we're blinging through
Oh,
stuff.
bro, that
mud,
hill, bro.
mud.
It was that mud thing,
And remember
bro.
that guy was like, yeah, the cleanest standard type in the UK, and then he rapped.
Yeah. Do you know what's mad, yeah? I was thinking about that the other day, and still to this day, I can't actually remember whereabouts in Dorking.
I know where it is.
It was.
I know exactly where
That
it
was
is.
funny,
I
bro.
remember
That
it.
was
It was
funny.
only because we was there not that long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good memories.
Oh, was
boy.
it when recently we were?
Yeah.
That was.
It's right around the corner from where
That's
we was.
good memories.
Yeah, going on to the geared bikes. I remember when you first
No, wait.
started.
Backtrack one.
Go
Backtrack
on.
one. So the Mark 1 zip.
Yeah.
Boom. Then come along the Vice documentary.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was
So
gonna get
this
onto.
is
Yeah.
where.
About that.
So this is where. Although we
Because
had that.
Sorry, that Mark 1 zip, I think you was climbing, and so like let's say you was climbing like this, and then when that Mark 1 zip come out, it just went like that.
Yeah. It
So like,
rocketed.
everything come at you at once.
Mm.
It was like this, that, and this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like with the UK Raise It Up thing, a lot of them videos got so much attention. Like we were going over this the other day, and I was saying some of them, like when you think of around that time and the time that they came out, to have like 16,000 views, 32,000 views, like, raw, hold on.
Yeah.
Good amount.
This
yeah.
is a bit mad.
Yeah.
So certain people saw that and was like,
Yeah.
let's reach out.
Yeah.
And then the
Because
Vice
got
documentary come
involved,
along.
Yeah.
And obviously, once the Vice documentary come along, although it wasn't painted as good as I would have liked,
Yeah.
you know, like it's mad because with a lot of journalism and stuff like that, you don't really get to tell your story and your side of things properly. Things get twisted.
They edit it how they
Edit
Edit it how they want
Listen,
to.
as a guy that can do YouTube, you can spin stuff differently.
Yeah.
But it's just one of them things. That from there, everything spiraled. Boom, you get a massive explosion. So it's gone from a steady 30% increase to smash through the roof. But with pros come cons. And then this is when stuff
The
got a
attention
bit
of you
deep
now.
for me. Fed spun the yard.
Yeah,
I got a phone call
yeah.
from my mum one day. There's 6 police cars at the house.
Not even
Like,
policemen,
cool.
police cars.
Yeah.
Six police cars, yeah,
That is
at the
long
house.
for you.
I'm like, bro, there's 6 cars at my mum's house. So I've gone to the guy that I work with. I'm like, look, I need to go home because there's feds at my yard. Gone outside to my car. U-turn. What the? You know, like you have to take a minute. Like, what's going on right now?
What happened?
There's a
you
bully van.
remember?
There's a riot van
Yeah.
outside my work.
Yeah. Oh,
So they spun my work and my mum's house at the
At
same
the same time.
time. Yeah. They're like, I'm not a murderer, bro. I'm not a rapist.
Yeah.
I'm not doing armed robbery.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out here making
Very
videos
excessive.
and wheeling them up. Are you mad? Come on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Calm
they
down a
spun
bit,
it
yeah.
differently.
You could have lost your
Um,
job.
And even with that, my phone went in a toolbox. I'm like, yeah, cool. Went outside. You're right there. You got your phone on you? No, sorry. I don't know where it is. I think I left it in a customer's car. There's nothing I can do. I said you can search the garage if you want. You're not gonna find anything. Okay, cool. Boom. Put me on the right van. They start trying to talk away. And you know, for long I'm just listening to their bullshit. I'm like, you guys are dickheads. Like, you're taking a piss. And it got a while before I said, you know, you ain't cautioned me yet. And I shouldn't have said nothing. I shouldn't have said nothing. Because if I would have went the whole way through, they probably would have cautioned me when I went into the interview room. But
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And they're like, So whatever was said between me stepping on and me saying, you ain't cautioned me, they fucked up, basically. So they re-cautioned me, whatever. I got arrested for 4 counts of dangerous driving. Boom. But when
Well,
they
at that
when
time.
at that time, but when they spun my yard, they got the GoPros.
Oh,
They got, bruv, you know, like they took useless stuff, like old phones. Like you can see these phones are beat
Ain't been
up.
used for
Ain't
like
even got a
10
camera
years.
on the back of it.
Not even Jesus himself can resurrect these phones. You get me? But they took hella stuff from my house. There was a bit of cash on the side they didn't touch. There was other stuff in the house that they could have touched that they didn't. but they was clearly here for one
They
thing.
just wanted footage.
They was clearly here for one thing. So bail come, went back, and I was very smart again because I know what sort of level they're thinking now. I'm like, cool, Paul. Throw my phone in a bag, hid it in a bush, went police station now. You're right. Yep, you're now under arrest for da-da-da-da. Obviously, all the stuff that they got off of my cameras,
Use it, evidence
all of that
against you.
stuff.
Oh, this is when you went back after bail.
It's a wrap, bro.
Yeah.
Long day. And the two officers that rearrested me, they are the same two officers that interviewed me the first time. And they're like, look, Ash, we can tell you're a good guy. You're a nice guy. And we can tell you got your head screwed on. But you're doing stuff in the wrong way. You can't do what you're doing. We know you've done four counts of dangerous driving. We'll try and help you get through this. You know, we'll try and push for just those 4 as opposed to enforcing the rest that you've got to come. So they already told me what I was facing before I got into the interview room.
Oh, they hadn't told you how many more.
No,
What?
no, they didn't tell me.
They don't tell you what evidence they found in the
but they
meantime.
said, look, we'll try and sway it and just get them to do this. We'll try and get them to drop the rest. I'm like, all right, cool, no drama. See, when I got in that interview room, bro, and I see the Ross Clark book on the table, I'm like, because I was ready to go.
Stop it.
I was ready to go, cool, let's go. I was ready to go, cool. Bro, the Ross Clark book, another 51 counts, yeah, and the maddest thing,
No, you said that. No, 51 counts.
How's
yeah?
that so calm as
Another
well?
51
another
counts.
51,
Bro, I'll be
51 counts.
sweating.
And I'm not joking when I said it was a book. And I can't remember, but the interview took long. And I was sweating in them cells thinking, raw, I'm going to jail. I am going to jail. Like, each page, 1 count of dangerous driving, descriptions, rider mounted the pavement, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, screenshot of the video, yeah? So I could see the pictures and everything.
So every
Pictures
page
and
had
descriptions, bro.
description,
That is
picture, and what you've done.
mad.
Miniature book,
Yeah,
comic
yeah,
book,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Bike
yeah.
Life comic book. And so yeah, next page, rider is on the wrong side of the road, just gone through a red light. Now, these specific stuff were from an event, Halloween ride out.
Jesus.
Now,
Christ.
now
Jesus.
the Halloween
was a
ride outs
madness.
were a different ball game.
Yeah, completely.
There is no rules.
Yeah.
That was a
There is no
madness.
rules.
That was
We're
crazy.
talking big numbers there, and people do what they want. But in the interview room, it was not me riding. That was someone else. Someone else had my camera. That weren't me on the bike. That's someone else. So
No face,
you know
no
what I mean?
case.
Facts.
it's well,
Yeah.
no face, no case isn't exactly true. But do you know what I mean? I got charged for the 4 counts of dangerous driving. They dropped the 51. Went to court. They give me like a 1-year driving ban, disqualified, retest, maximum community service. And I think it was like a £600 fine or something. So and I can't remember who it was. Someone messaged me the other day about this because of another interview I done recently. And he was like, give me your solicitor's number. I'm like, bro, listen, you see my life or my past, it's not, I'm not squeaky clean. I'm not that guy. Everyone's got a past, but I have knowledge. Driving offences, you don't get legal aid. So just in case you will ever fall into that situation, driving offences, you will not get legal aid. Full stop. You have to
Okay.
pay for a solicitor. Nigga, I was broke. I'm not what you think. I can't afford that shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I used to represent myself in any case. Yep, no solicitor. I represent myself. And I obviously put my points forward to the judge. Boom, this is the situation. This is me. This is my personality. I've got references. I'm a nice guy. I've got a passion for bikes. And the prosecution with these 4 counts was trying to push so hard for
As
a
always.
madness.
Of course they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And the judge was saying, Ashley, you do understand that if you don't have anyone to represent you, you could go to jail. I was like, do you know what? I said, it is what it is. I've got no one to represent me. I'm going to represent myself. I understand the circumstances. I understand the outcome. Boom, boom, boom. And he repeated that a couple of times. You do understand? Like, he was
He's a
stressing.
boy.
He was
He was
stressing.
like-
He was stressing the importance of this case. And I'm like, I understand it completely. I'm ready to take accountability for my actions. You know, like, the prosecutor was pressing, bro. And the judge was like, you know, like the judge started getting pissed off with the prosecutor. I
Because they were
understand what
just
you're
doing too
saying.
much.
Yeah.
Doing too much.
I don't
yeah,
care
yeah.
about these offences on Imperial Way Industrial Estate.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
bother me. No one is at harm apart from him.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
G.
Yeah?
Let me just
Yeah.
say, what a G.
Bro,
yeah.
and I'm telling you now, like, I feel like God was watching me jizz. Yeah? Because, but as well, and this is why I feel like it's so important that you are humble in life. Humble and nice.
And yourself.
And positive.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yourself, yeah. Because I could have gone in there, dressed up in a nice suit, and they'd have been like, right, he's got peas.
Yeah.
Let him run some mad money. We're going to send him to jail for 2 months. No, there was none of that. I've got a black t-shirt on, black trousers. I don't have money to give. And the judge basically said to me, look, I know that you've got a crazy passion for this. You're carrying it out in the wrong way. So it was more of a conversation than a hearing. But he said, look, this is what I'm going to do to you. Year driving ban, maximum community service. You got to pay this fine. He said, if I was you, I would sell your bike. I said, my bike's on finance, like...
Sorry, what bike was this?
This was KTM 450.
Right, okay.
What, 6 days?
So, yeah. So, right, so, how can I say this? I'm just trying to think now if I skipped something. I don't think I've skipped, but I think at the...
We've skipped the transition onto, like, because we
We've
was
skipped,
on mopeds.
yeah, we've skipped
but
the transition onto the bike. So, the time of me being arrested, I think I've now got geared bike.
Yeah.
Um,
Not much has changed. You're still out here
yeah,
doing what
I'm
you was
still
doing
active,
on the mopeds.
doing what I was doing.
You just
got
your license.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
You even changed up the 6 days, isn't it?
Oh man,
That didn't stay standard.
yeah, it's mad. Like,
Yeah.
it got to the point where I was so aware of what they were watching, I was changing my graphics kits like 4 times a year.
Fucking
But that don't make a
those
difference because they
stories.
know who I am.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah,
So hence why I'm saying the no face, no case. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah.
So he's given you all them sentences. He's told you sell the
He's
bike. You're
told me the
saying it's on
situation.
finance.
Sell the bike. I was like, look, I understand. So we had more of a conversation in a hearing, and where it was when I left that courtroom is the judge said to me, Ashley, I hope you've learned your lesson. If I ever see you here in front of me in the court again, you're going to jail. I was like, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Boom. And I walked out there, as shit as it is, and you're getting a ban and whatever. You know what I mean? It's mad. And
I
Better
thought
than
you
jail
were going to
time,
say
then.
you walked out there and jumped straight on your bike.
nah,
That's what I was going to say.
there's been times. No, I'm joking.
Do you know what though as well? Because you was in quite a few music videos, weren't you?
A lot of music videos. I've been in a lot of music videos. And funny enough, now at the moment I'm writing. I'm writing a lot of stuff at the moment, so I've got to deal with a lot of stuff regarding like BIKELIFE related work and stuff like that, and stuff that I'm planning on getting done this year. And yeah, when you actually write stuff down as to how much I've achieved a hell of a lot, and it's so shocking considering like I haven't come from the slums, but life wasn't easy and nothing has ever been handed to me.
Yeah, facts.
So from where I was there to where I am today, it's like mind blowing. Like if you put your mind to it, you can get what you want. You can do what you
Oh, I agree.
what
I
you want
agree.
to
You
do.
hear it so many times, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
So I got a lot of stuff to do this year, but in terms of the bike stuff, yeah, it was mad. I was changing up the graphics 4 times a year.
But because so now you're on the geared bikes, and obviously the judge told you that you got back on a bike. So have you carried on with the UK Raise It Up round here, or have you ventured out?
Right. So there's been a few things that have happened.
Did you
since.
calm it down, or did you go
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to private land now?
Nah, so after that first happened, obviously everything went quiet for a bit. I relocated. I was working in a different place and stuff. I was still commuting to work. One day, rolled up to work now. I'm like, right, that Sprinter van ain't normally there. Man said a Sprinter van, you know?
Plain.
Oh,
Unmarked
okay.
Sprinter van. Rolled up, looked in. I see a couple heads pop out. I was like, cool. Kept it moving now.
What was you on?
Big KTM, boy. And so I rode off and I parked up. And my phone rang. It's my mum.
You're here again.
Man.
Again?
Legit, bro.
Oh, it was.
Legit.
Fuck.
Nah.
Tried they spun my house and my new workplace.
At the same time.
Give me a
bro.
break. Give me a break,
No.
please.
Is this while you was on your band?
Maybe. But yes. It's just a bit mad. I'm like, raw, these guys don't. But this time, it was for a mistake, because it was something that I'd done, and I ended up getting charged for it. It was a picture I posted on Instagram, and I think I actually deleted it. It was a picture of me coming into, I think it was Mayday Run, going Hastings or something like that. Picture of me wheeling, and the caption said a certain thing, and I was like, rah, cool, you're a dickhead, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't learn your lesson, you're a dickhead. But
oh, sorry, you took it to yourself. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
to
you're talking
myself.
about police. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just one of them things. It's like, rah, cool is what it is. And even like that case spiraled, because it got to the point like, yeah, cool, you got to go back to court, whatever, blah 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 blah. And I don't think nothing major come from that one. Apart from, this is something that you guys might not know. If once you pass the doors of a court building, no videography or photography is allowed. I was in the lobby, bro, and I done like a selfie video with like the reception behind me. I'm not in no courtroom. Imagine they nicked me again for that.
No, for fuck's sake,
Imagine
bro.
they nicked me again for that. Yeah?
That is true.
I was like, bro, give me a break. And yeah, that was all a madness and whatever. But after that, I kind of learned my lesson. Obviously, I got my year ban for this 4 counts dangerous driving, whatever.
Yeah.
Got my ban. At the time, I had
Oh, did they only do you for the 4? Sorry.
only
Yeah,
done me for the
yeah,
4. They
yeah,
dropped
yeah,
the
yeah,
51.
yeah, they dropped
Oh,
Light.
oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
I would
4.
have shook his hand.
So the 4 counts, bro. I wanted to hug him, bro. Don't get me wrong. Judges, they do their job. They got to throw the book at you. Judges actually have a book of minimal punishment that they can give depending on what case it is.
Okay.
That's another story. Red Mark 5 Golf. Please chase.
Oh, yeah.
That was
We
real
was all there for
GTA.
that,
That was a
And that
madness.
was a 7-day ban.
That's so mad.
7-day ban, bro.
Yeah, it's like I feel like, let's be real, with the bike stuff, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, most people on bikes are dickheads. Yeah, let's be real.
They've either done something or going to do something.
Yeah,
I
and
get you.
let's be honest. And so, like, when you've got kids jumping on mopeds now, thinking they can do what they want, and then you've got someone who's growing and making it look like it's okay. They need
glorifying,
to
yeah.
they need
They
to
saw
make
me
an
as the
example.
Tony Montana of bike life.
Yeah.
There's like,
Yeah.
you'll see your man.
No.
They
Fuck
need to
you,
make an
Tony.
example out of you, and I really do genuinely believe that's what it was.
Yeah. But
That
the
is mad with the car though.
golf situation, boom, street racing days when we was
Yeah.
active on the four wheels. Ended up doing a bit of street racing, and
Explain the situation of how it happened.
so 3 of us.
Do you wanna-
Yeah, no, it's calm. It's dealt with. 3 of us lined
Oh, we
up.
got nicked.
Yeah, I
talk
got
about
nicked.
it.
I got nicked. It was
But
done.
maybe not everyone else didn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
about himself.
we're calm. We're calm.
I was gonna say
Three-
some people
yeah, no, no,
some
yeah,
people
yeah,
managed to
yeah.
get away. Yeah,
It's not silly,
yeah.
innit?
3 of us lined up. We was basically street racing, basically, and it ended up turning into a police chase because of an incident that happened at the time, and yeah, it was just a bit mad. There was air support and stuff. That was so surreal, man. It was so surreal. But yeah, so we ended up on the A roads, a couple of us, and I dropped to the back of the 3 of us. I'm like, right, I'm gonna slip off because now they've done a rolling roadblock on the A roads, and then we can see the cars in front. It's like, right, traffic is slowing down. I'm gonna slow down, blend with traffic in my red car. Okay.
GTI,
And,
and I'm pretty sure. Did you turn your headlights off? Was it you that?
I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure
I
you
don't
turned your
even know.
headlights off.
But I thought it was a good idea to slow down to the back of the pack and turn off a no-entry one-way road. Little did I know there was undercover police behind me. So literally, as soon as I turned off, they lit me up, and the helicopter that was following started shining this light on me. I'm like, raw, this is real.
Where's your lights? Turn your lights
Real
on.
real life GTA. So before that actually happened, it was sick. It was happening. I was like, this is bad. Like, jeez,
yeah.
we gapped them man back there. They ain't got nothing on us now.
Yeah.
But obviously, air support led it all. And then when I got stopped, get on the floor. They had the dogs and all of that. So I was a bit mad, and it resulted in a 7-day ban. Again, 7-day ban for a mad chase, helicopter, rolling
Take it,
roadblock,
Bare
Yeah.
And-
lives in danger.
and self-represented.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I agree
So-
with you with the
so do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Driving
I would do the
offences,
same thing,
Driving
yeah.
offences, you can't get legal aid. So, Mr. Broke Boy over here, as I was self-represented. So I've done very well to represent myself throughout my history or throughout my past of, getting into trouble and stuff. But now, fast forward, I've done my year driving ban for the bike life stuff. Now I've made some new friends in the supermoto scene. And they're like, yeah, cool. We're going to Sweden. Check out these guys. I'm like, right, cool, let's see. And I was on it. From there,
You didn't know nothing about Sweden.
didn't really know nothing about it. I was like,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
let's go. Tell me what I need to book. And we done it. I went out to Sweden. I got banned 2015. So I come off, I think it was like the 30th of August 2016. I was gassed. I've had a lot of driving bans in my life. And see, when you come off a driving ban, you still don't feel legit.
Yeah.
I was driving to the shop like,
Yeah.
looking in the mirrors like,
Yeah,
are they for
yeah.
me? Are they for me? But yeah, from once I touched down in Sweden,
You drive to Sweden.
drove all the way there. In one go.
Drove your bike, sorry, is what I would say.
No.
Just drove there.
Bikes go in the van, and then we drive out there in vans. So I've been doing that every year since 2016.
You go out there once a year.
Once a year.
So there's an event on
Drive
out
out there once a year.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Is there, because there's an event?
Yes, so there used to be a meet called Epic Meet, hosted by the Super Retards. I think that's their name, Super Retards.
I tried to be so adult about that.
Do you know what?
For me, it's normal. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
let me tell you let me just explain the full process because I thought, in my head, I was like, I bet retard is a Swedish word, and in
smart
English,
guy.
and it means like, I don't know, like wheeling or something. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, I meant to say super wheeling, and just what are the chances that
I
that
see.
was the full
Right.
process. Anyway.
Yeah, so starting off with that, obviously, networking, same thing again. Instagram has grown so much since 2010. So we're now 6 years down the line. Instagram's a madness. It's allowing us to keep in touch with people. Obviously, Facebook was around anyway, but Facebook is, we're going to do, hi, let me search a random name. Oh, he
Not
lives
so
in
great.
he lives in Australia or Sweden.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Ash.
Yeah.
Do you want to ride and we can... No, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you're networking properly through Instagram and stuff, and yeah, I ended up making quite a lot of friends. So I travel out there every year.
How was the experience for you, though?
Savage, bro. After being on a ban and being so suppressed in the UK as to how we can ride and what we can do, bro, Sweden is heaven.
In what sense? What, it's different
What, is it more relaxed, though, you saying?
Don't get me wrong. It's still, you can still have issues out there for wheeling and doing whatever madness you're doing. However, it is so much more relaxed compared to the UK.
In what's it like, punishment wise, or?
Or
some
if they
may
see
turn
you
around
It's like
and
they
it's
don't
up
get
to them.
onto you. It's like a discretion. If they look at you, it's like, oh, he looks like he's in control. They're gonna leave you alone. Bro, it's so, bro, it's crazy.
Don't tell him that.
It's crazy. And
So
the
what,
thing
could you
is,
like literally wheelie past the police car?
to a certain
So
extent,
don't-
yeah.
like,
To a
don't
certain-
take
like,
the piss.
I could be
Yeah,
12ing
yeah.
down the road, boom, police car rolls past. I look at him, shit. Let me just put it down. He's cool. He's not gonna spin it
He
and run you
understands,
down.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like cool. He saw me. He's gonna behave.
He knows. Yeah,
Calm.
yeah.
I'll behave until I get round the corner. He knows that.
Yeah.
I know that. But
That's what he
there's
sees.
no disrespect there. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. You've acknowledged, he's acknowledged.
Let's
That
go.
is- oh my God.
But yeah, so the travel distance, I think it's about 1,000 miles or something like that
From here to Sweden.
from here to Sweden. I go to Gothenburg mainly. That's where a couple of my good friends live, and then Stockholm is a couple of hours up north from there. So for me to get from the UK, from London to Gothenburg in one hit, no sleep, just power through. Quickest I've done it is 19 hours. Yeah. I'm talking man's upright.
I know, because I remember I used
Passenger
to see.
footwell full
you
of
know what's
monsters.
funny? Because I used to see
My stories,
I
man.
used to chat the most amount of shit. But it's because I understand because you're so bored.
Yeah,
because you've
I've
been
got to
driving
keep
for
myself
fucking long.
alive, basically.
Right, guy, and then like this so many stories on Instagram.
It's
You know when those
literally
bars get small.
Fuck, they're tiny, bro.
it's not just one or two,
Nah,
not one
nah.
or two lines no more. It's like a
It's like 2 hours of stories.
machine gun level. But yeah, no, like I said, from the first time I went out there, that's it. You meet new people, you make friends, and it's like, Raj, you know what? These are my people. I got love for them. I'll bend over backwards for them. So since that, you know,
I take that personally.
I've gone out. I've gone
Foreign
out.
friends,
I've gone out. Yeah, my Swedish brothers. I've gone out there every year. Some years I've gone out there 3 or 4 times in a year. So I'll fly out there as well and spend time out there with them. Like, there was a point where I was gonna move out there. I was gonna live out there,
I remember that.
and that was obviously due to being in a bad space, bro. Like, headspace. All jokes aside, like, no one could help me at the point in life where I was.
Too far gone.
Yeah.
Almost, isn't
Yeah,
like,
no one could help me,
Yeah.
and there was so much stuff that I had been through, and I was like, do you know what? Fuck this. I don't.
Restart.
I need
Did you reset?
full reset. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done with everything. I'm done with everyone. Don't get me wrong. I still had a lot of friends around me and a lot of support, but it's like, yeah, man. Sometimes shit gets hard, bro, and it's like, fuck you, fuck everyone.
Fuck everyone.
Like,
yeah.
Everyone ain't done anything, but it's just fuck everyone. I need to
It's
do
me
me sort
now.
of
It's
thing.
about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that sort of stuff fell through. That stuff fell through, and
Was you glad that you didn't move, or obviously you wouldn't know that, would you?
We was
to be
actually
fair?
talking about this the other day.
This
Yeah.
is-
Would you?
this is like bittersweet, to be fair, because as much as I wanted to go, like, I guess, I don't know, maybe part of me wasn't ready to go anyway. Because if you're that set on something, no matter what's happening, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. However, if you're not set up correctly
It's a
in a
massive
sense
change.
of financial
It's a massive change.
situation,
You're not
if-
moving regions in England. You're
yeah.
moving country.
I'm not down the road, hour away. Like, oh,
You're 1,000 miles away.
yeah, it's a different ball game. So something
That's
like
different
that.
language as well.
I wanted to have
Yeah.
a job set up.
Sorry.
I wanted to have a job set up and everything like that, and stuff fell through for me. So that, I think that also hit me even harder. But prior to that, I got into a relationship, and that was already set. I said, look, boom, don't get comfortable. I'm moving to Sweden. That's it. I'm gone. And it was a bit.
Nice, isn't
Few
it?
T's and C's before we get set up, baby.
Yeah, sign on the dotted line sort of thing. But nah, obviously, in that sense, I'm glad that it never happened. You know, because I'm happy. Like, however many years down the line, little girl and whatever. But
Oh, so you chat shit then? You stayed with.
Well, he's not in
The
Sweden,
person.
is he?
No, you're
not
saying
Sweden.
he got in a relationship and then.
yeah, but
are you still in that same
I'm
relationship?
still in that same relationship. But
Okay.
I was gonna disappear and move to Sweden. But that's
What I was going to say is that he Sweden could have been better for him, but you don't know because he moved there. That's
Yeah.
what I was going to say.
So-
But
so
when I
part-
said it, I was
so
like, that makes sense.
part
I
of
know
me,
what you mean.
part of me
Yeah, yeah.
regrets it because I guess, like, I don't know what sort of
What's out
lifestyle
there.
I'd be living now.
That's yeah.
How-
Yeah, that's
However,
what you meant, innit?
Had
Yeah.
I have moved there, maybe I wouldn't be enjoying Sweden as much as I do now.
Maybe, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because living somewhere and going
The
somewhere
UK
on
shit.
holiday.
Bottom line,
Yeah.
UK
I can't
shit.
wait to
We
get
are-
out of
we're
it.
so-
I'll be honest, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're so restricted. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
So
the driving
for
that
me,
does me.
all of that,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of that stuff is an escape.
What are they like with cars? Are they the same with cars? If they can be bothered.
I don't think so.
Boo.
There is a massive car scene out there. Massive car scene. I've been to some of the car meets. I'm like, this is savage.
Serious.
Savage. The Swedish have a lot of American cars as well.
Oh, I'm
lot of
anti-American
American
cars. I'm not
V8s.
gonna lie.
I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind selection. Though.
Yeah.
It's a sight to
They've,
see,
they've got a lot
to
of
see.
American cars out there, but yeah, they do love a good car meet as well as a bike meet.
Damn, boy. Yeah, that is. I wish we go to Sweden now, though.
It's
Why
sick.
do you want to get a bike?
It's
What is
sick.
bike
I
chat?
actually wanna get a bike.
You wanna get
I'm
a
thinking
bike?
like we should go
Like,
one year, innit?
I
Like,
rate-
maybe can you rent supermotors? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
How would we get one for the? How long do you go for?
This year I'm going to be gone for just over 2
Get
weeks.
you to
No,
go
that's
get
long.
Ashman
We'll come
Smash.
and meet you for the weekend. But I'm thinking like, how do we get
This year I'm going for just over 2
supermotos
weeks.
to go for the
What's
weekend?
the thing out there? So like, obviously you've got UK license.
Yeah.
So what if you get pulled over? you're right on your UK license, on your UK plate.
I don't care.
I guess
Bro.
it's the same as driving to France.
Bro,
Like,
do you know how
obviously
deep
your
it is
car,
out
innit? I
there,
guess it's
yeah?
probably the same
How
kind of
deep
thing.
it is
I
out
don't know.
there, it's at the point where a couple of my guys, couple new guys came out there with us last year. And I said to these man, bro, you don't need a plate. Obviously, you need a number plate, yeah. You don't need a plate, bro. We're going to Sweden. Don't worry about your plate. He brought like 4 number plates with him in case he lost some, yeah? And you see when he saw what time it was when he went out there, it was like, oh my God.
You don't need a plate.
I don't believe. Right, boom. Here's an example,
It's
right?
just long getting a chase when you
So
don't
here's
know
an
the
example,
area.
yeah? There's me and my 2 buddies, we are wheeling on, I guess you could call it a motorway. It's like the highway that leads into Stockholm city centre. So we're wheeling now, gone round the bend, coming up to a tunnel. There's 2 girls in front that we are following to go to wherever we're going.
What, riding also? Sorry.
Yeah,
Or
they're
driving?
riding as
Okay,
well.
yeah, yeah.
So like it's the bike life scene is so savage out there. Like it's just crazy. But we're wheeling now, and we've all got the headsets. Yeah.
Sick.
So the headsets, game changer.
Sick.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're all talking, laughing,
That
and
makes
then
it so
next
much
minute,
better.
I've done a shoulder check because there's a slip road.
Yeah.
I'm like, feds. None of us have got plates on. All 3 of us were wheeling. I'm like, I'm putting it down. There's police behind. Boom. Them lot are not listening to me. I said, bro, put your bikes down. There's police behind us. They done it off like a couple minutes after, a couple seconds after. Boom. So I'm like, this is the moment. You see the picture when there's a, I can't remember what it is. I think there's a little cat and a massive dog behind, and it's like,
Oh, I see.
you know that
yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, it's that time.
Yeah.
But bro, the feds followed us. 2 minutes, turned off. All 3 of us were wheeling on the motorway,
It's
bro.
almost like
With
you
no
see us, you
plates. No
understand we're
plates.
here.
That's
I'm
it.
cool with that.
And this is what it is. I feel like it's more of a respect thing. They're
Yeah.
like,
If
yo,
If you
as
carried
long
on
as you
taking the
respect-
piss about
Yeah.
what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
crazy, bro.
That is a nice line. I'm not gonna lie.
It's obviously not all of them are like that.
If they see you being scatty doing it, you know, like,
Yeah.
then I feel like being it. But if you're
It's-
just nicer,
yeah,
yeah, which is
yeah.
common sense.
Was you going at like excessive speed or?
No.
Sorry, are we allowed to talk about, because this blew
Man's
my
hitters.
mind, yeah?
Man's hitters.
Are we allowed to talk about the way you wheelie? Can we talk about
Oh,
that?
yeah,
Bro,
cool.
this blew my fucking mind, yeah? Because, and I mean this with no disrespect, but it seems very amateurish to me, but looks brilliant.
What,
The
I thought
way
you
he
explained
would-
it to me. Go
So
on.
He is,
So
And when you watch any video of
if
his
you
from
watch
now
my videos-
on,
now if you ever see a video from behind of me wheeling, you'll notice I clutch in. So obviously, gear bike, you know,
Oh,
you're in
yeah.
gear, you pull your clutch in, you throttle, you let it out. That lifts it up. For me, as soon as I get to balance point, that clutch comes back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? You're manualing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I hit 12
It
o'clock,
does
I'm
that.
manualing.
And
So
that.
it's
Or
just
when it just ride the back brake?
it's just foot brake.
and
yeah.
then when it comes back down,
I let the clutch out.
Say swear.
I feather, yeah. So this is how it goes.
That seems bare more complex.
That
don't you
seems
think?
more
It is, but
controllable.
my-
I feel like
my-
it's out of control.
My
I don't-
brain cannot function any other way than to wheelie like that. I'm learning a bit more. Like the thing is, you have to put seat time in order to progress in
100%.
whatever it is
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
It's
doing.
yeah.
hard round
So
here. Yeah.
there's a point where I spent a day learning, don't touch the clutch, and it's sick because you've got so much more engine braking, so much more control. You have to use a lot less percentage for your rear brake. But the way I learn and the way I'm used to is it comes up and it's literally programmed into my brain. So you clutch up, yeah, and then as soon as you get there, you come off the throttle, clutch comes in, and you're on the foot brake, yeah. As soon as it comes down, on the throttle, clutch comes out, and you bring it back up. It's like that,
It's like
bro. It's so crazy. And
I
Well,
find it mad.
I'll send you
Yeah.
a video to put in here.
Yeah.
Hopefully a savage one that you can see perfect.
Yeah.
And if you watch
Yeah,
my
please
left
do.
hand,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I've never noticed.
And
I never noticed either.
if you
But
ask
who
me
do
to,
looks at
if
the-
you ask me to wheelie with engine braking, dead. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be like an amateur. The only time I can wheelie with engine braking properly is if I stand on my seat. I've got a handbrake because I just don't like the idea of throwing a 14 grand bike down the road and breaking your leg.
No, I agree.
Fair enough.
I agree with that. yeah.
But the engine braking, up until recently, I had never realised how good the engine braking is.
Yeah.
Like, it
Because
is
sorry, just
crazy.
explain in my head that you pop the clutch, and then you come off the throttle.
Come
when
off
you're
the
at
throttle.
But I'm saying like this is how you should be wheeling, and then
Oh yeah.
and then it's just slight adjustments
Yeah,
in
no,
the throttle.
no.
Do you know what I mean like back brake there? Like, do you know what I mean? If you do tip over, and it's slight, and that's how I'm.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
However, when you learn to wheelie in that manner, what happens is you find yourself chasing the wheelies because,
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because your engine braking is so harsh, or because the engine braking does so much work for you, you have to be past the balance point in order to let off and let the engine braking bring you back down.
Yeah.
So you've got to be just past balance point to use your engine braking and minimum. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is that why when you always see like people that are learning to wheelie,
They're like,
they're always it's always they're
the
not
wheel,
wheeling, they're
their
power
wheel
wheeling.
is just below balance point and
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yeah. And then they
I'm
run
doing
out.
like this.
Yeah. And they run out of
120
gear.
mile an hour. Yeah. So that's why. So for me, that's something that I'm gonna work on, and especially because I want to start to up my game in the way I ride and my riding skill. Like this year, I want to learn to drift. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a motorbike drift, but it's
On YouTube, yeah,
It
like-
goes
Peter
against
Baker.
it goes
That's what I
against
was just about to say.
no, that's a different. That's rolling
used to-
that's rolling burnout.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But you used to do it like 100 mile an hour down the whole
It's
strip.
it's a different ball game. Rolling burnouts, different
Really?
ball game. Yeah. So a rolling burnout compared to drifting a bike, right? It kind of goes against everything you know, because what you've got to do is you just say, for instance, you start riding, you lock up your rear brake and turn,
Yeah.
and then you have to full throttle and let your clutch out.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah.
But
'Cause-
in your head,
Yeah,
your body
yeah.
doesn't allow you to do it.
Because you've got a bike. Yeah.
Wait,
I feel
what?
like you get
So you're going,
high-sided.
what, you're going round the
That's
corner?
what I'd be scared of. Yeah.
You're going round the
No,
corner.
you don't go around the corner.
What was you saying? Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
Turn the screen and then turn it back.
No, I can't see it. It's not on there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the screen's
Oh.
there.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Carry on. Everyone stays still.
Imagine it won't even record.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway,
I was
but yeah,
checking
I
the
feel
battery, but if
I
it
feel like
dies,
get
we'll swap the battery over.
So basically,
high-sided.
with drifting a motorcycle, you have to
Plug it in, maybe.
lock your brake. Yeah. Obviously, you turn. It's like doing a skid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bicycle. Do a skid. You lock your back brake and turn. Yeah. So this is what you've got to do. You've got to lock your back brake, bang the accelerator on,
As
and
you're skidding.
and let your clutch. No. Just as you come to the end of the skid.
Right, okay.
So you have to bang your accelerator on and let the clutch out when your foot is no longer on the brake. To allow it to wheel spin to bring you into the drift. But your head doesn't fathom that. It's like, nah, this isn't right.
Yeah.
This isn't right.
So
To learn to drift, what's going to happen is you can do that and it's going to lose traction. That's fine. As soon as you let off the throttle and you're going sideways, you're gone.
Yeah.
Because I've done it. So there was a point a couple of years ago where my friend has a stunt bike.
Sorry, I used to go into corners like that on the pit bikes. I used to come in sideways.
Yeah.
And so
Sorry. Just 1 second, please. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
He's messing about now, isn't he?
Oh, bro, I was putting my head in.
Yeah, I can cut it out.
Did it? Sounds like my memory card.
Dun dun dun. Is that the only memory card you got?
Nah.
I think some podcast stuff's on there, or some of Pete's stuff is on there anyway. If you need to delete stuff.
Right. It says unless recovered, images may not be recorded or played correctly. Enter or cancel.
Enter.
What's this cancel question mark?
What does it say? Unless recovered.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Dun, dun,
Why,
dun,
bruv?
I'm so
dun,
scared.
dun,
Bruv.
dun.